Hi, I'm not doing my intro this time. You guys know who I am by now. It's pretty much mostly going to be my subscribers seeing this. And if you were hoping for a Let's Play today, unfortunately, um, I have to put this video out before I can do anything else. Because there are a few things that I feel like I need to talk about with you guys. And let's be honest, they're not going to be easy for me to talk about. And I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to lose a lot of you guys in the process of talking about it. But these are things that I feel need to be said because it does involve this channel and this community that we've created. And I really am kind of worried about what the future might hold for me because there's a lot of things happening all at once in my life right now. And I just feel like they need to be talked about. I need to get things out in the open so that you guys know about it. This will also be the first video in a long time that I have actually posted to my personal Facebook page because there's a lot of stuff that's going to be coming out in this video that I kind of want a lot of people that I know to hear about because there's a lot about myself that I've actually kept hidden. One part of it being that I am autistic, which seems kind of weird for me to be telling a lot of you guys, but a lot of the people that I've met recently when I was living on my own and independence don't even know that about me. So that'll probably be a shock. Hell, a lot of my old bosses probably don't even know I was autistic because I didn't tell them because I felt like I wouldn't get hired if I did, which is actually part of what I get to talk about in this video. But the biggest thing that I've been hiding from a lot of people, which maybe some of you guys have been able to get this is actually something that I know. I know for a fact, as soon as I say it, I'm going to get heavily criticized by everyone. But I have to get this out to friends and family who may know me. I know for a fact that once I say this about myself, even though some of you may have already guessed it, I'm going to get heavily criticized by people, not only on this YouTube channel, but people who are also viewing this from my personal Facebook page that may be friends or relatives of mine. And here's the thing. I don't fucking care what you think. This is about me. My life is always going to be about me because I have to deal with me longer than you guys have to. So I don't care what you guys think of me. I don't care what anyone thinks of me. This is who I am as a person. And you can either be supportive of that or you can just fuck off. I really don't care anymore. Now, I've stated in previous videos that I am not a religious person, but I didn't actually quantify what that meant. So I'll just say it in plain English. I'm an atheist, and being atheist in America is something that is heavily stigmatized, whereas if I were a Scottish person, people would care about me being an atheist as much as they do about the color of my fucking socks, which is to say, not at all. Yet here in America, we are seen as immoral monsters, which is incredibly incorrect. And it is worth noting that because this has been part of what's been stressing me out and making it seem like I'm starting to get burnt out on doing all this. I'm really not. I enjoy doing what I'm doing now. I enjoy editing videos. I enjoy making videos. I enjoy talking to you guys on Discord. I enjoy all these things. But there has been a lot of stress in my life getting in the way. And it revolves around family and politics. And it's such bullshit that I have to spend so much of my time thinking about this. Being born autistic automatically makes you feel like you were born into a world that you are not allowed to be a part of. I'm dead serious. That's how I feel every day when I wake up and I realize, oh, I can't go out and be sociable because I'm not born into a world where I can do that. I hate to be the person to say it, but I'm actually part of two minority groups in that respect. I really hate the fact that I have to throw around the word minority because a lot of people tend to tie it into race, which minority doesn't just mean that you're part of a racial minority. It could also be part of a religious minority, as in Hindu or Muslim in the US. And being atheist and autistic, both of those things are minority groups. And being that 65% of Americans are Christian, that's yet another world that I feel like I was born into that I am not allowed to be a part of. And even worse yet, being an atheist means that I get talked down to, even from people in my own family, about being an immoral monster because I don't believe in their imaginary friend. Now, I know that probably came off as a little harsh, but remember, I don't believe in this stuff. So that's exactly what it looks like to me. I don't mean to condescend to anyone. I'm just really, really frustrated with this shit. Along with that, I need to point out that some of the people who have been a heavy influence on my life as a whole. And we'll start with probably my favorite comedian of all time, George Carlin. He actually said that when you're born into this world, you are given a ticket to the freak show. And when you're born in America, you get a front row seat. Honestly, now that I am an adult and I'm able to understand him in full context, I almost 100% agree with George Carlin. Now, some of his ideas are outdated because he's not around anymore to change his ideas. So a lot of his old ideas are still out there. And some of them are wrong now, but that's because we know more about the topics that he once tried to touch up upon than he did in his day. So it's hard to fault him because he didn't really know better his reactions at times. But one other person who recently just passed away, which I'm actually still kind of upset about, is James Randi. If you guys don't know who that person is, he is probably one of the biggest heroes to me personally, because he was somebody who not just spoke out about religion like George Carlin did, but he also went to debunk a lot of miracles and psychic phenomenon. And he's still, I'm not sure if he still has this to this day because he's dead now. But when he was alive, he founded the James Randi Educational Foundation, which promised to give anyone who could demonstrate miraculous or psychic or magical powers of any kind, if you could demonstrate this to him, you would win $1 million. Guess how many people won it? 0. Honestly, if I was born into a place, if I was born into a family where I could at least try to go to college and seek out a better education, I probably would be up there with James Randi or George Carlin. But unfortunately, I was born into a very poor family, and this is just the result of it. That education that I could have had never happened. That's ultimately brings me back to this YouTube channel, because there are 2 other influential figures in my life, and you guys probably know these names, because how could you not? And those 2 people are Markiplier and Jacksepticeye. It's not for their religious values, but what they did with their channels. Their channels, yeah, were Let's Play channels, but over time they came more... But in all honesty, they were about just laughing, enjoying life, and just building a community. And that's ultimately what I want to do. And that's ultimately what this video is about. Because these past few months have been centered around the election and the bullshit that Orange has actually been trying to fucking enact in the White House. My favorite saying these past few months has been, "Orange is sus." And holy shit, has that gone over great. My life has been plagued with fucking issues. Growing up with disabilities will do that to you. And it's even worse because I was raised poor. In fact, I remember a part of my life where me and my 2 brothers and my mom lived in a homeless shelter. Like, this is where I come from. And I know my mom's going to watch this, so sorry ahead of time, Mom. She voted for the person who wanted to eliminate the middle class and keep people like me poor, ignorant, and stupid. Like, I'm still trying to cope with that to this day. And she's not the only person on my side of the family that actually does this shit. And it's completely unfounded. I hate to be the person to spell that out, but the whole reason why they voted for Orange in this coming election wasn't for logical reasons. No thought went into it at all. It's because that's what they believe. It wasn't actually about fact. It was about faith. And that is wholly dishonest. In fact, on November 10th, I actually got into an argument on Facebook with my cousin because she was trying to spread the lie that Joe Biden's son had illegal materials on his laptop. And I had to correct her, saying that, no, that's not even what the argument's stating. And the reason why I got so much flack from my mother about that, because, apparently everyone wants me to just live and let live. But it really pisses me off when I catch people intentionally lying about stuff. And for no good reason. All to back up a man who wanted to keep me poor. In fact, I've tried several times this year to get on Medicaid so I can do something about my health. So that I don't, fucking die. And that part of my family voted for the people who slashed Medicaid. Which is the whole fucking reason why I can't get health coverage despite having 4 fucking disabilities. This is part of the reason why I've been trying to talk about autism and mental health. But I guess I've also got to go further. Oh, and funny enough, that same person also made this bigoted fucking statement. This is why I felt like an outcast my whole life. This is where all I've fucking learned in this fucking world is that I cannot fucking be a part of it. I was never allowed. And seeing this at my fucking age really hurts, to finally be coming around to that realization that it wasn't my fucking fault that I felt like I didn't belong. It was everyone wanting to fucking reject me and wanting to sweep me under the rug, wanting to basically kick me out into the fucking cold and let me fend for my goddamn self. All because I was born autistic. And I also had another disability that basically caused me to lose another job. I've been told my whole fucking life I'm useless and no one fucking cares about it. And it was those people who fucking told me this shit. Whereas me speaking my mind actually got me praise from my dad's side of the family. Which is really fucked. Every time I called into question things that Trump did, or I spoke my mind about certain issues, I actually got praised by other people, even you guys. One of you guys out there. Actually, it was a short conversation about me being an atheist, and I wasn't hit with prejudice. I wasn't talked down to. They instead just inquired about it and just let me talk. And shockingly enough, we actually had an intelligent and respectful conversation. This channel, even though it's mainly just a Let's Play channel, I want to entertain as well as bring to light some of the shit that I go through. Trying to be a Let's Player and a comedian and an educator, this is just another facet of who I am. And I feel like I hope that I'm conveying that to you guys, that I'm not just a Let's Player. I am an entertainer first and foremost. It doesn't matter what platform I do this on. It doesn't really matter. What really fucking matters is you guys. Because there are other people like me, who cannot fucking advocate for themselves. There are people who cannot fucking do things that I've done, like go to Voc Rehab or start their own YouTube channel because they can't afford to. They don't have that safety net. And that's really fucked up, because I want this channel to get to a point where I can actually start donating to charities to help pull people out of that. And honestly, I'm scared shitless that once Lobotomy Corporation is gone, I don't know what's going to happen next. And honestly, yesterday scared the hell out of me more because I had to sign a lease to live here. And I didn't expect to be here this long. In fact, I didn't expect to be here more than a few months. Yet here I fucking am. And I have to sign a lease, making myself responsible for this place. And I didn't want to be. I am in a position where I have to be cared for, and I fucking hate that. You have no fucking clue how much that bothers me. And to make matters worse, this fucking phone that I have, the thing that I'm relying on to stay on, so that vocational rehabilitation, which are the people who are supposed to be helping me reintegrate myself back into society and get me a decent job to help fund this channel and all the things that I want to actually do with my life, is getting shut off tomorrow. I'm not even going to have that. I will literally have fucking nothing, and I'll be exactly where I was once I turned 18, relying on everyone else and having fucking nothing. I don't have a car. Actually, I'll have less than nothing because I still have yet to declare bankruptcy. Because I can't even afford to do that much. So it's very likely that when I do get a job, some other fucking person will actually be well within their rights to fucking steal over half my fucking paycheck before I even have a chance to actually pay for my fucking phone again. And what bothers me the most is that I still don't feel like I've conveyed this message to you guys enough. That I'm not just a one-off. There are more people like me. In fact, there are people like me who have it worse. There are people who, just because of their beliefs, just for coming out as atheists, may be losing their children right now in custody battles, simply because they don't believe in a fucking imaginary friend. There are autistic people who who cannot adopt children simply because of this stigma we have that autistic people are irresponsible. I want to be the person shining a light on that, and I'm scared that I'm going to lose that opportunity because of the amazing orange. But one way or fucking another, I want to keep this fucking channel running. I was really concerned about coming out as atheist, and I'm also concerned about putting my name out there, not just to protect my privacy, but also because if I use my real name, just try to explain that away in an interview. Like, seriously, explain some of the shit I've said on this channel in an interview, especially now that I've come out as an atheist on this channel, and it's also going to be on my personal Facebook page. Like, once I upload this video, I'm hedging my bets. I honestly am. But I want this to be what I do. I want the world to think of me like they think of James Randi and George Carlin and Markiplier and Jacksepticeye. I want to be synonymous with all of those names. I want to be somebody who is insightful and funny and charming. And I want to actually inspire people to think. I've stated this before, that my IQ was tested to be that of a genius level IQ. Well above average. And it really annoys the fuck out of me that I couldn't afford to fucking do anything with that. The best I can hope for is to make change by having a community of you guys. You guys are literally the only thing I have to live for right now. I'm not just... That's not just hyperbole. You guys literally are my fucking life. You have no idea how happy I am to see comments, to see people finally joining Discord, and to see that, and to wake up on those mornings when I have 1 or 2 new subscribers. That's... all of you guys are really important to me. To hear you guys enjoying my content, or to even see somebody on Discord having a conversation about belief and why I am not religious, or why I think faith is dishonest, or responding to any of my videos on autism, or even my OCD video, which I need to do. One of you guys actually contacted me and said that I need to do a video about ADHD, and yes, I do, because that's another thing that I'm still struggling with. But I think I'm also going to need to make a new series, but I don't want this to just devolve into like channels like, even though I love the channels that I watch, I don't want to just be an R and Raw or another rationality rules or genetically modified skeptic or any of those. And I also don't want to just be another Let's Play channel. I want to be different, and I want to start working towards that. Because whether I like it or not, changes need to happen. And I need to keep moving forward. And even though I am scared that I'm going to lose you guys as soon as Lobotomy Corporation ends, I'm still going to have to make that change. I'm going to have to keep moving forward. I just am hoping that you guys stick around for that. And I will keep this channel going as much as I possibly can. I'm literally spending the last of what I've got to keep this channel going. I literally don't have anything else. I've been bled dry and then some. But none of that matters. All that really matters to me is that community. And that's ultimately what this is about. I want to, hopefully, in a year, be able to get to the point where I can sustain myself. And I know I've still got a long way to fucking go, but I think in a year, it would be doable. I'm still going to be taking a lot of notes out of Markiplier and Jacksepticeye's playbook as far as Let's Plays go, but I'm also going to be commenting on things that I just see in the US, because remember, I have a front row seat to this bullshit. So I'm going to be commenting on that. Not just from an educational standpoint, but also from a comedian standpoint, because that's ultimately what I want to do. I'm also currently working on a book where I'm actually going into detail on how religion actually negatively affects a populace as a whole. And that's actually part of the reason as to why I was inspired to look up social identity theory and social categorization theory, which is going to be a more in-depth video that I need to have as to why I feel basically the way I do now. Which is basically the entire premise of that video, is why I feel like such a fucking alien all the goddamn time. And, I need suggestions because, like I said, Lobotomy Corporation's ending soon. And, yes, just to confirm, once Lobotomy Corporation is done and dusted, I don't know why I use that terminology, but once I've finished the story of Lobotomy Corporation, I'm going to try a few videos here and there with it. White Knight still needs to happen, yes, but ultimately, we are going to start Library of Ruin now right after that. I've been holding on to that game. I have it. I've had it purchased. I purchased it back when I was still dating my ex. So it's paid for. I haven't downloaded it yet, and I'm just dying to get to it. Which is part of my frustration is like, I just want to move forward, but I'm trying to exercise patience. I'm just really fucking bad at it. So, in the meantime, I just had 2 other series just end. I'm going to try to dig up some of my series that I was starting back before Resident Evil 3, because I just want to complete those. And those were... the only one that comes to mind right now is Call of Cthulhu. I know I have more than that, but... I'm going to try to resurrect those and try to finish those out. But I need to prepare myself to do that again, because I don't really remember what Call of Cthulhu was about, because that was months and months ago. That was back when COVID first struck, so it's been a minute. A lot of shit has changed. The only thing I need for you guys to do is to like and subscribe and comment. I don't know why I'm saying subscribe. I'm pretty sure it's just subscribers watching this. But also, share this video wherever you can. I'm sharing it on my own personal Facebook page. And if you watch this and you've made it to this point, just share this video wherever you can. And get people to interact. And also, come join us over on Discord. And give me some suggestions. And for those of you who are in a position to help support the channel financially, I do have a Patreon in the description below or in the card in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. I hope I'm pointing to the right spot. I don't fucking know anymore, but it's up there. Trust me, I've got one of those. That also brings me to a couple of new changes. Some new series are coming in where I'm going to start a new series called Vlad and Friends. Currently, it's just going to be me and a couple of my literal friends. But for once we start to get enough people on Patreon and I get enough people who actually want to join in on that, I will actually start to open it up and start to let a few other people in. Now I know that's gonna sound really fucked from the beginning that you have to pay to be on that, but honestly, it just makes things easier for me to actually have a paywall there. Although if I get enough backlash, if I get enough people commenting, I guess I will change my mind on that, because the whole thing's still up in the fucking air. It's just an idea, so nothing is set in stone. Also, now that I've come out as atheist, I am also going to be amending the rules on the Discord server to actually be inclusive and to not basically I'm going to try to amend the rules to where we're not being volatile towards any person of any particular belief, because that's just bigoted and hateful. And even though I am an atheist and I've said things like I don't believe in everyone else's imaginary friend, I'm saying that out of frustration. Do as I say, not as I do, okay? Put the pitchforks down. Let's not persecute anyone for anything. If anything, I want to encourage healthy discussion about the issue. Also, if you have made it to this point in the video, sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. You honestly have no idea what it means that I was able to resurrect a dead channel and actually start to give it some semblance of new life. We are actually getting close to being able to monetize this channel. So, soon, once we hit, was it 500? Yeah, I think I said 500 subscribers. I'm going to tell you guys the story about how I broke this arm, which was funny. Kind of. Painful, but funny. I have some great stories about that. But, I will also be, once I reach 750 and 1,000 subscribers, basically once I'm able to monetize this channel by itself without Patreon, which basically means I can actually start getting paid for the ads displayed on it. I'm going to, I don't know, leave some suggestions in the comments section, or better yet, go over to Discord, where I can actually talk to you right away, because this is recorded almost a week in advance. And again, don't feel obligated to support me financially if you can't. Even though you can pledge only $1 a month. Don't feel like that's the only way to support me. Just watching these videos all the way through and interacting with them and sharing them is enough. And you can do those things for free. So if you're not in a place to support me, don't worry about it. I will figure it out. I've done that my whole fucking life. I can, and I will continue to do it for as long as I live to keep this channel alive. So just thank you. Thank all of you for being wonderful people. And I'm looking forward to Library of Ruina, but I've actually got to jump off here and start recording a couple more episodes of Lobotomy Corporation. So I'm going to end the video here and try to conserve my energy for that. And one last time, share this video. If you're not subscribed, and if you can, support me on Patreon and get special rules for Discord, including possibly being able to just record a video with me and everyone else and just let's go fucking have a blast. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you enjoyed it, feel free to show me some love down below by hitting the like button, and don't forget to check out the annotations for more videos. And I will see you in the next video.